Capitalism. Now, I'm not one to complain about capitalism, most likely because I run my own bike shop, and I do make a good chunk of change repairing other people's bikes. But where I draw the line is where companies who aren't even good at what they do some stupid shit that pisses me off. Now, I may be going a little overboard with this, but I'm talking about SRAM, and for some reason they seem to be the only brand that wants their specialized parts to be used on your bike. For example, it is pasted all over SRAM group sets that they only allow you to use a SRAM chain only.
Use SRAM chain only. Guys, this is propaganda. Use SRAM chain only as propaganda. You can use any type of damn chain you want. This is what Big Bike is getting you guys at.
Now, this isn't necessarily new, and there's probably little to no science backing this as to why you could only use a SRAM chain for SRAM group sets. But it just doesn't make sense as to why you would force someone to spend $60 on your lowest end chain so it could work on your group set for like maybe a year. But the thing that really brought me overboard, and which is bringing me to this video, is what I'm doing right now. A customer comes in wanting a conversion from a 180mm disc to a 220mm disc, and I run into the problem as to where the brake line comes way too short and is stretched, as you could see. Now, mountain biking with a brake line that has little to no slack in it can completely destroy your brakes. It could essentially just tear out the brake olive, and then boom, you just don't have brakes anymore, and you most likely have to replace your caliper or even your brake lever. So I recommended to the customer, hey, let's just, get a new brake line in here. It shouldn't be too much work. After all you have to do is just get yourself some hydraulic brake hose, just cut it to the right length, put some hydraulic olives on it, and you should be all good. And this is all to say, like, at max, this typically costs anywhere from $35 to $50 to charge the customer on this type of job. At least that's what I charge. But one thing I overlooked, I forgot to realize I am dealing with SRAM here. And after doing a little bit of research, their banjo brake olives are crimped in factory, meaning you have to buy a specialized hydraulic brake line, and this isn't some reasonable price like most brake line costing anywhere from $20 to $30. No, for 2 meters of hydraulic brake line for this exact same banjo hose, it was $55 after tax. Never in my life would I think as a supplier I would be spending that much on a singular front brake hose. And if you mess up cutting it, you have to buy a new one, because as soon as you cut it, you are kind of in deep shit. And that statement pertains a lot to individuals who are trying to learn how to repair their bike. Changing out hydraulic brake hoses is not necessarily an easy thing, and it can be very stressful, especially if you only got one shot. But I guess SRAM goes by the words of Eminem. You only got one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. Or something along those lines. But anyways, this is really just an annoyance as to why SRAM does this for a certain amount of their parts. At this point, I kind of believe SRAM does deserve the name as shittiest brakes ever, but in reality, just doing stuff like this and making specialized parts for customers who are just, trying to do something cool with their bike, it's a way to just get on everyone's bad side. And for all of you who think I'm being quite unreasonable as to what I'm saying, let's just take a look at Shimano. Taking a look at Shimano, they also sell pre-crimped banjo brake hoses. And it seems like the average price for these brake hoses are super reasonable. They're going anywhere from $15 to $30, which is an amazing price. And even then, if you do not want to buy a pre-crimped banjo brake hose from them, you could just get the fittings for certain brakes, and those cost like at max $10. So I'm being very reasonable with my statement as to why SRAM is kind of an idiot right here. But this is pretty much an oh well moment. I get that certain companies want to grow so big and they have to keep a loyal fan base. But at a certain point, just taxing on random minuscule shit like hydraulic brake hoses, I really do not see a need for that. I mean, given they already tax a solid amount for their group sets, which makes sense. It's a completely whole new system you're putting on your bike, and it's designed to perform well. It's designed to perform together all in one piece. But for something as universally manufactured as a hydraulic brake hose, it makes little to no sense as to why one would do this. But hey, what can I do? I'm just some random kid with an opinion. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. I do post YouTube shorts daily, and have a great rest of your day.